My people, it seems Pep Guardiola is now afraid of Mikel Arteta Arsenal side. Yes, the way it is now is as if Pep Guardiola is afraid to face Mikel Arteta Arsenal side in the Carabao Cup final. Because I don't seem to understand why Pep Guardiola will be complaining bitterly about a final that is even more than a month from today. It's no longer news that Manchester City new signing Marc GUEHI will not be available for that game against Arsenal. Yes, he also missed the semi-final second leg clash against Newcastle United last night. And the reason was because, according to the rule of the EFL, if a player is not registered in your team before the first leg of the semi-final, that means such player will not be eligible for the second leg in the semi-final and also the final. So automatically, Marc GUEHI is not eligible to play the yesterday game. I mean, the one they played against Newcastle last night and even the final against Arsenal. And now, Pep Guardiola is complaining. He's complaining that they will need to write to the EFL so that they can look into their rule and see if they can amend it. That they don't understand the reason why they'll have to buy a player so expensive, pay his salary, and the player will not be available to play their matches for them. So guys, without wasting much of your time, let me just take you through what Pep Guardiola said himself. So guys, immediately after the game between Manchester City and Newcastle United last night, I mean the second leg of the Carabao Cup semi-final clash between Manchester City and Newcastle, Guardiola was asked how he feel about Marc GUEHI not eligible to play the game and even the finals, and he said, "We hope to convince the EFL to allow Marc GUEHI to play in the final. I just don't understand why he can't play in the final. We paid a lot for a player and then some rule that I can't understand doesn't allow him in. I hope they look at it," Guardiola said. Don't you think Guardiola is now afraid to play Mikel Arteta Arsenal side? Because the way I'm seeing it, the complaint is becoming too much. Same Marc GUEHI missed the game between Manchester City and Newcastle United, but Pep Guardiola didn't complain. Yes, before the semi-final second leg yesterday, Pep Guardiola didn't complain. So why is he not complaining bitterly to an extent that he said they are going to write to the EFL to see if they can be able to go back at their worst, to see if they are going to change the rules? But one thing I need to tell you, Guardiola, is that rule is rule. A rule is a rule. They cannot change it because you are Pep Guardiola. They cannot change it because it is Manchester City. You can't tell me that if it was Arsenal that were a victim of this, you won't tell me that you advise the EFL to change the rule just because it's Arsenal. No. So the same way they cannot change it because of other things, they can't change it because it's Manchester City. So you have to do with what you have. Yes, go into the final with what you have. Marc GUEHI is not the one that have been winning all your trophies for you. So you can actually win Arsenal in the final with or without Marc GUEHI. So there's no need writing to the EFL either to change the rule just because of you. No, there's no need for that. If you are destined to win this Carabao Cup this year, with or without Marc GUEHI, you can do that. You have been winning your matches. Marc GUEHI haven't been playing for Manchester City in the Carabao Cup, and you have come this far. So why do you think that without Marc GUEHI you cannot beat Arsenal? Why do you think that without Marc GUEHI in the final you have problem? Pep Guardiola, man up as a big manager that you are. Go into the final, put your tactics into your guys, let them go into the field, transmit it. Probably they might be able to come out with victory against Arsenal that day. So stop bothering yourself, bothering the Manchester City owners, of writing to the EFL to change their rules just because of Marc GUEHI. Just because you want Marc GUEHI to feature in the final against Arsenal. They can't change the rule because of you. And according to the latest news from Sky Sport, EFL have already declined that request. Yes, they have categorically declined that request that their rule is meant to keep. Yes, their rule is meant to keep. So they cannot abort it because of Manchester City. They cannot abort it because of Marc GUEHI. So Pep Guardiola, prepare your voice, prepare your mind ahead of that game against Arsenal at the Wembley Stadium. Hope to see you there.